just try to analyze some of this pair. Okay, we're going to analyze some of this pair and we're going to talk about it. Okay, the first one, okay, first of all, this is Forex Strategy Factory. This is a channel where we discuss about Forex and we give you Forex education. And when we have something to analyze about a pair, we come live and we come and talk about it. You understand? The first thing I want you to do for me is to, subscribe to this channel and share this broadcast to your friends. Okay? And don't forget to give us gift. Yeah, we don't reject gift. Okay. So the first pair we're gonna analyze is AU, Australian card. Okay, Australian card is the first thing we're going to analyze right now. Okay, let's look at Australian card. What I can talk about Australian card is that it has been in a very bullish uptrend so far. Yeah, I think so. Mm. It's been in a bullish uptrend so far. All right. So in this type of situation, um, yeah, I still continue to believe that it has tried its best, okay, and has resumed its normal uptrend. Okay, the reason why I said so is that previously we could have seen from the 4-hour time frame how it has gone below, below the 200 moving average, and right now bounce back up and it's going back up. Okay, so if we want to take this type of trade, how are we going to do it? As we can see from the H4 time frame, the 4-hour time frame, it has gone above the 200 moving average. That means it has come back to its own previous uptrend. Okay, if we're gonna take it, first of all, let me tell you where the exit point is for you, that you want to just make your own profit and leave it, like 0.91950. Okay, that is the top of the H4 time frame. Or if you want to do a continuation, you can do 0.92029. The first one is 0.91950. Yep. The second one is 0.92, let's say 0.92035. Okay, that's it. But your stop loss is going to be below the moving average. Okay, this is the only thing I always like, that my own stop loss is always going to be below the moving average. The reason is that when price is coming to bounce back, it will just bounce back on the moving average and continue its own journey. So my own stop loss should be somewhere around 0.91258. This analysis is done on the 4-hour time frame. All right, but if you want a very fast entry on this, that you want to buy so quick, the best thing is to just go to your 5-minute time frame and then you pen your own buy order on the current candle of the 5-minute time frame. Then use the same stop loss and take profit. Then leave it, let it continue. At least if I take a look on the 4-hour time frame, this is a risk reward ratio of, let me say, a kind of 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. Okay. Now, if we take a look at it very well, we're going to see that the real trend of this AUD card, Australian card, is a real long-term bullish up. Okay, if you go to the daily, you want to know, go to the daily, you will see it right there. It is a long-term bullish uptrend. Okay, and if it's gonna go far than the take profit we have chosen, it means the daily have to break that resistance zone. It means the daily have to break the current high, which it is right now. You understand? So you can hold it. Yes, you can hold it. If daily ever break, if the daily Australian card ever break this current top we have now, then you can decide to hold it. Good. Okay, that is Australian card for you. Now, you can come back and watch this video if you are late. We have talked about Australian card. Okay, now the next one we want to talk about, okay, is the Australian CHF. Let's go talk about the Australian CHF. Let me find it on my phone. Australian CHF. Don't forget, this is a kind of Forex analysis, talking about the kind of pair we want to take for the week and just get in and let it go. The Australian CHF is what I'm looking for on my phone right now. Give me a moment. Australian CHF. If I see it, let me see if I can see it. If I cannot see it, then we jump it. Okay, I found it. Australian CHF. Now, this Australian CHF, you know, everything we have. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to share this broadcast also. And don't forget to give us gift. Now, Australian CHF. Good. Everything we have seen about the Australian CHF is that, you know, it is on a downtrend. Yeah, it is on a downtrend. Australian CHF. Okay? Now, if something is on a downtrend, right? It means that all the moving average should definitely be below. Thank you. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the gift. Hi. I say hi to you also. Yaki Osak. I don't know what that name is, but I say hi to you too. Okay. So if anything is a downtrend, everything we're talking about is that every moving average should be below the 200 moving average. That is what we're going to take for a very strong downtrend. Okay? But now, in the case of the Australian CHF, AUD in this case, we've seen that it is on a downtrend, but it is not very strong right now. So what we are talking about Australian CHF is that if you take a look at it now on the 1 hour time frame, you're going to see that all the moving average have gone above the 200 moving average. Yes, they have gone above the 200 moving average, and this is a drawdown. Okay, this is a drawdown which will lead to the original sell. Now, if this is a drawdown on the Australian CHF, which is going to lead to the original sell, are we going to follow it? Are we going to take it? Are we going to trade against this trend of the Australian CHF? Now let us see it. We will go to the 4 hour time frame and see if we gonna do this. Okay, on the 4 hour time frame on the Australian CHF, uh, I don't think we're gonna trade against the trend. The trend is down on the Australian CHF. So for this one, I think the best thing we're gonna do is to wait. Except if you want to gamble it, Australian CHF, except if you want to gamble it. And if you're gonna gamble it, it depends on how big your account is, which you have to pen a buy on the current candle of the daily D1 time frame on the Australian CHF. If you pen a buy on the current candle of the daily right now on the Australian CHF, you just pen a buy. But your exit is going to be that moving average 200. You will be looking at that moving average 200. Where is it? And on the daily, that is where you pen your own, you put your own take profit. But for me, what I'm going to talk about is that I don't preach trading against the original trend of any pair. But right now that the Australian CHF, you know, all the moves and all the moving average, they are above the 200 moving average. And then we have seen that the 4 hour also have gone above the 200 moving average. Okay. The only thing we have now is to rely on the daily time frame. If we're going to take this buy, if we're going to take this buy on the Australian CHF, yep, the only thing we got to do is to pen a buy order on the current daily candle, and then we target the touch of the 200 MA on the daily time frame and leave it, let it run. You understand? But what about the stop loss? Because this is a trade against original trend. What about the stop loss? If you want to plan your stop loss on this Australian CHF, the only thing I'm going to advise you is go to the M30 30 minutes time frame and then put your stop loss below the 200 moving average. That is all about the Australian CHF. If we're going to take it against the trend, don't forget, if you're taking the Australian CHF against the trend, right, your final exit is on the daily, the touch of the 200 moving average. That is your final target because it will change and become a sell from there. Now, let's go to the next. The next we want to go is the Australian JPY. Wow, Australian Japanese yen. That's my best pair. My best pair is Japanese pair. You know, maybe because I live in Japan. Okay, because I am able to look at the news and the news in Japan. You know, I'm always able to watch it. Whatever is happening with their own currency pair, you know, they announce it so I can easily follow it. So our pair now is Australian Japanese yen. Let's find it on my phone. Australian Japanese yen. Australian Japanese yen. Australian Japanese yen. If we can find it, but if we cannot find it, we jump it. We gotta try to find it. You know, these things are very tiny and small. It's not easy to find. Give me a moment. AUDJPY. AUD. Okay, we found it. We found it. Let's put on the chart. Now, What this AUDJPY is telling us is that, you know, this one is a kind of one, two, three. Yeah. It's in a very strong uptrend. Okay. It's in a very strong uptrend. Okay. So what's gonna happen about this? If you wanna take this Australian Japanese yen, right? The only thing I'm gonna talk about this Australian Japanese yen is that if you wanna take it, um, you just have to be on the 4 hour time frame, and then you just spend a buy order on the current candle of the 4 hour time frame. Yes, and then your target, let's say your final target is gonna be the current high of the current high of the daily time frame. That is going to be your final target on the Australian Japanese yen. Okay, because from what I'm seeing, you know, for the week, it might shoot up, boom, and get to that high again. Okay, but if you want to plan your own stop loss, you just go to the 30 minutes time frame, right? The 30 minute time frame. Okay, let's check the 15 minute, or you go to the 15 minute time frame, and then you put your stop loss below the 200 MA on the 15-minute time frame. But your final take profit on the Australian Japanese yen is on the daily, the highest high the daily ever made with that current high candle. That is it. We have analyzed all the pairs. Now, let us go to the, should we even go to the New Zealand? Australian, New Zealand. Let's go and see what that one is looking like. The Australian, New Zealand. Australian, New Zealand. Let's go and check out that pair. Okay, let me find it on my phone. Australia, New Zealand. Yeah, we got it. We got it. We got you. Australia, New Zealand. Now, wow, everything we got about the Australian New Zealand is uptrend. Okay, but from what I've seen, it's like all these Australian versus other pair, there seems to be a kind of uptrend. Okay, they seem to be like a kind of uptrend. Okay, but when I take a look about on this Australian New Zealand, okay, what I see about it is that this pair, Australian New Zealand, it will be going below the 200 MA. Yes, that means it will sell. Okay, and all this sell that is gonna do, you're gonna notice it if you go to the 5 minute time frame. From the 5 minute time frame, you're gonna see the Australian New Zealand. You're gonna see it that it has been going down on a sell where all the moving average have gone below the 200 moving average from the 5 minute. Okay, now if you go to the 5 minute and you see that, then you have to check the 15-minute time frame. You have seen the 15-minute time frame also, that the 15-minute all have gone below the 200 MA and they are shooting down. Okay, now let's go to the 30 minutes time frame. The 30-minute time frame, Australian, what is this? Australian New Zealand. 30-minute time frame, they have gone below the 200 MA. They are shooting down. Now let's go to the 1 hour. Okay, why we going through all this time frame is because this is all about analysis. We do analysis from all time frame. Okay, we know the direction that the market want to go. If you look at the 1 hour time frame, Australian, New Zealand, you're going to see that they have gone below the 200 moving average, even on the 1 hour, and they continue to shoot down. Now, let's go to the 4-hour time frame and see what we got. Now we see the 4-hour time frame, it's getting prepared, like getting prepared to go below the 200 moving average. Okay, now this is where we got stuck. All other pairs have gone below the 200 moving average, but the 4-hour time frame is the one now we got stuck right here. Now the point is, will the 4-hour time frame go below the 200 moving average? Australian NZD. Because the only thing we want to do now is, should we sell the Australian New Zealand? If we say yes, let us sell it, but then we're going to believe in pending order, it means we're going to pen our own sell order on the 4-hour current low candle. Yes. Yep. On the 4-hour time frame current low. That's where we penned a sell on the Australian New Zealand. Okay? That's where we penned a sell. Now, what about the stop loss to use on the Australian New Zealand? Okay, the stop loss to use on the Australian New Zealand is just to go to your own let's say 15-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame, and then we put the stop loss above the 200 moving average on the 15-minute time frame. That is your stop loss. Australian, New Zealand. Now, what about the final exit, which is the take profit? You see, this Australian, New Zealand is going down. Okay, the original trend is up, but it is going down. Okay, that means it's trading against the original trend. Okay, now which is one thing the market will always do. Now, where are we gonna take our profit if we have to take this Australian New Zealand as a sell? Wow, good. Definitely. Now you go to the daily time frame and then you put your first target on the 100 moving average on the daily. 100 moving average. I don't know if you have it on your chart. Do you know where it is? Put your first take profit on the 100 moving average on the daily, and then your second take profit should be on the 200 moving average on the daily. That is Australian, New Zealand. That is Australian, New Zealand. Okay. Please like the broadcast, like the show, like the broadcast, like the show, man, and share to your friends. Let your friends come in too. Oh, konnichiwa. Wow, konnichiwa, konnichiwa, konnichiwa. How are you? Genki desu ka? Yep. So, we are done with Australia and New Zealand. Let us look for another pair. Let's look for another pair. After the Australia and New Zealand, we are talking about we are talking about something here, like I see something else here. I see AUD, I see AUD USD. I see AUD USD, Australian USD. Let's check what we got here. Australian USD. You see, this Australian USD. Let's see what we got. because previously it used to be a kind of it used to be a downtrend previously. Yeah, it used to be a downtrend previously because the USD JPY was going up, then the Australian USD was going down. Okay? Now, the USD JPY happens to reverse, to do some kind of correction, started going down, and the Australian USD, found its way, started reversing up. Okay? But if I'm going to talk about what happened to this Australian USD, okay, from the time all this reversal started to take place, I can say that the Australian USD has become a kind of um, uptrend, whereby it's trading against the original downtrend. All right. But from what I've seen, if any changes is going to happen in any kind of pair, right, it will start from the lowest time frame, maybe the 5 minutes. If you know how to read the chart, if you go to Australian USD right now and you are looking at the 5 minute time frame, you will see how the candles are being rejected from going up and they're bouncing and shooting down. And now what we have seen here is that the 5 minute Australian USD, all the moving averages, they are going back below the 200 MA. Not yet strong, but they are going back. Which means, let's go to the 15. Then, if you think like the Australian USD is going to go down, right? Yeah, if you think it's going to go down, from what we have seen on the 5 minute time frame right now, what should we do? If you are going to take it, you might just put your own pending sell order on the lowest low right now, the current candle that the 5 minute time frame have set for you, Australian USD. The 5 minute have set something for you. You want to sell, pend the order on the low that the 5 minute have created. They are going down. Now, you want to talk about your own stop loss. If you're going to talk about stop loss, you see that highest high that the 5 minute ever created recently, Australian USD, the 5 minute time frame, you see that high where the price have rejected and it started going down, the highest high. That is where your stop loss is going to be. And now, because it's going down, where is your take profit going to be? Now, let's go to the daily. Now, before we go to the daily, on the Australian USD, look at the 4-hour time frame and see that there was truly a kind of rejection of that pair from going up. It has started going down. Look at the 4-hour. Now, if you're going to take your own take profit, your final exit, you can say, okay, your take profit number one is going to be the current low that the 4-hour time frame create. When you get to the 4-hour time frame, look at the low it creates. The low. That is your first take profit on the Australian USD. Now, if you want to go capture the second take profit, if we ever got it, I can see if we have to go to the daily time frame, you can see what is going on the daily time frame, that This Australian USD is gonna go down for a very long time. If you are on the daily time frame with me now, you can see it. Yep, you can see it. So what do you do right here? If you take your own first take profit at this 4-hour low, yep, and then you put your second take profit on 0.63774, 0.63774. That is a structure on the daily where the moving average 200 is sitting on. $0.63774. Put it there. Mark that level. Mark the level. But if you want to go long term with this, because the market goes long term, if you want to go long term with this and you want to make more profit, if you are on the daily chart, AUD USD, and then you zoom the chart to the minimum, you're going to look at the daily time frame and see that it has given you a double top, whereby one top is higher than the current one. The current one is low, very low, lower than the previous one, which means what? Lower high, lower highs. When you get a lower highs on double top, that means that pair is crashing down. So if you want to go long term with the AUD USD, right, and you just want to put one trade and forget it, this is what you do. See, you look at the lowest low that the daily has created. It's at 0.59248, 0.59248. When you put your own take profit on 0.59248, man, with this setup I've given you, just put it there, forget it. It's going there. You must say that, oh, is it going to take up to 1, 2, 3 months before it get there? Don't be shocked. Don't be surprised, my friend. It might just take like 2 weeks. You see it there already, and that's what gives you money. You understand? So the only thing we believe in now on the AUD USD is just let the 5-minute time frame keep crashing down. And any sell you penned right now, you have penned it from the top. You are selling, you are going to sell from the top. When this is activated, you sell from the top. This is all about AUD USD. And I think like, okay, we have done the best we can for this live. We cannot go more than this. We have like 4 pairs we have analyzed. So I think 4 pairs, analyzing 4 pairs within just 1 day, that is good. We cannot analyze more than 4 pairs because we have a lot of pairs right here. If we start to analyze like 5, 6, 7, 10 pairs, you know, you will get confused also. But for now, man, oh, somebody say hello. Hello, Kodichiwa. How are you? Genki desu ka? You know. So for me, I think we hope everything plays better the way we have planned it. You understand? But the analysis we have given, they don't miss. They don't miss. They are the best. Just get in and forget about anything. Our analysis don't miss. It's either you are in or you are confused, you are out. But the market will play along our own analysis. You understand? So, as you can see, it's night in Japan. It's 11:13 p.m. and we cannot stay more longer than this. I gotta go and do a lot of things too and prepare for tomorrow. All right? Tomorrow we come back again and give you more analysis. Okay? So take care. Thank you for coming. Share the broadcast to your friends. Thank you so much.